Our top story tonight, testimony now underway in the trial of a Fort Stewart soldier accused in a shooting that left several people injured just last year.
Military prosecutors say Sergeant Cornelius Radford opened fire on multiple people on base. Several victims took the stand today to talk about their experience. WSAV's Evan Smoke was in the courtroom and brings us more on what they had to say.
The government called 10 witnesses to the stand today, including all 6 individuals who were shot at last August. In several hours of testimony, the witnesses Tuesday detailed their experience on August 6, 2025. Among those shot include Radford's fiance, who was on the phone with his mother when he says Radford shot him through the car window. Also testifying 2 members of Radford's on-base leadership, who he shot at in an office, and 3 other soldiers who previously didn't have a relationship with Radford, who prosecutors say were shot during crossfire or while Radford exited the building. The government argues Radford fired all shots with intent to kill, while his defense team pushed back on that, stating the only person Radford wanted to kill that day was himself. They told the court he was trying to provoke a fatal encounter with law enforcement. Radford previously pleaded guilty to 6 specifications of aggravated assault in March. Radford's on trial this week for 2 specifications of attempted premeditated murder and 4 specifications of attempted unpremeditated murder. Prosecution will resume its case tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Reporting from Fort Stewart, Evan Smoke, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Well, new tonight at 6, the city of Pooler says more than 28 acres of land near Tom Triplett Park will remain green space for years to come. City leaders have officially completed the purchase of the property following months of community concern about development near the park and the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal. The city says the land was purchased using $1.5 million from Pooler's tree fund and a $10.5 million charitable donation. Officials say the property will be protected under the city's tree fund ordinance, which restricts the land to conservation uses. The purchase comes after residents and environmental advocates spent months pushing for more protection of natural areas near the park. City leaders say this acquisition, combined with the recent purchase of 35 acres of wetlands and woodlands off Old Pine Barren Road, brings the total amount of preserved land under the program to more than 60 acres.
Following up now, Effingham County officials say the Springfield and Rincon libraries will temporarily close later this month as the county transitions to a new library system. The Springfield branch will close June 24th through June 30th, while the Rincon branch will close June 25th through June 30th. The county says it was not informed of the closures in advance by Live Oak Public Libraries. Despite the temporary interruption, officials say they remain focused on the transition to the Statesboro Regional Library System, which is set to take over operations of both branches on July 1st. County leaders say they expect the change to provide continued library services with more local accountability for Effingham County residents.
WSAV is your local election headquarters, and today Georgia voters heading back to the polls to decide several key runoff races all across the state, including the Republican nominee for governor. Current Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones and businessman Rick Jackson facing off after neither candidate secured the majority needed to win outright in last month's primary. The winner of tonight's runoff will move on to face Democratic candidate and former Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms in November. WSAV's Jillian Coles is live outside of Burt Jones' watch party in Jackson, Georgia. Jillian, what's the mood as we ramp up right now?
Tina, Andrew, now folks are slowly filing in here at Burt Jones' watch party. Energy is high, and Burt Jones says he is feeling confident. Now, he received 38% of the votes in the primaries, and he says that leading vote, along with multiple endorsements, is what makes him feel like he's going to win this runoff. Now, since the primaries, he's received endorsements from President Donald Trump and Governor Brian Kemp, giving him momentum as voters head to polls. Jones says if he wins, he plans to lower taxes and will be tough on public safety. He says he also intends to turn Georgia back to what he calls a strong Republican state. WSAV spoke with Jones just days ago when he was cautioning voters who are thinking about choosing his opponent.
Fooled by the false, the Hollywood produce advertisements. I mean, because it's a Hollywood production. This, he's putting himself out there as something that he's not. He's got a history of not being a very conservative person by the people that he supported in the past, whether it was Stacey Abrams or John Ossoff.
WSAV spoke with Rick Jackson yesterday, who is also feeling very confident heading into this runoff. Now, he says he's also trying to attract those voters that didn't vote for Jones or Jackson in the primaries to see if that could add to their score. Now, we'll keep you updated as those votes come in through the evening. Reporting live in Jackson, Jillian Coles, WSAV's News 3 on your side.
Jillian, thank you. We are also following the race for Georgia's 1st congressional district seat, currently held by Republican Buddy Carter, who gave up his seat to run for Senate but did not make the Senate runoff. On the Democratic side, Amanda Hollowell and Joyce Marie Griggs are squaring off in today's runoff. The winner will advance to face GOP nominee Jim Kingston in November. We are continuing our coverage now, team coverage. WSAV's Nakaya Harris has been following the Hollowell Watch Party, and she is joining us live now with her last-minute pitch to voters.
Now, we've talked about how Hollowell says it's time for new leadership, and she believes she's ready to step into that role. She also says the person who takes this seat next should put the people of the 1st congressional district first, saying that starts with the listening to what families are struggling with every day. She says her campaign is focused on the economy, pushing for improvements like affordable housing, good paying jobs, and support for colleges. She says these are the issues that matter to voters. Since advancing from the primary, Hollowell says she's kept up her efforts to meet people where they are, having conversations across the district about what they want from their next representative.
Carter, even when he was in district, created a void. And so, this is more so, we're turning a new page. That was Buddy Carter. The point of me being the nominee is to make sure that we don't elect the next Buddy Carter, and we actually put someone in there that actually wants to represent the people of 1st Congressional District.
And I'll be with Hollowell tonight at her watch party as those votes start to come in. Reporting live, Nakaya Harris, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Nakaya, thanks so much. And we're going to stay with this race on the other side of the Democratic runoff. WSAV's Sarah Smith live at a polling place in Savannah after talking to Joyce Marie Griggs. Well, Sarah, what's the atmosphere like as polls now set to close in just under an hour?
I'm at First Presbyterian Church, where we've seen a steady flow of people coming in and out to cast their ballot, and Joyce Marie Griggs is hoping that her supporters will push her towards the November election. Now, this is not Griggs' first time running for this position. She most recently ran in 2022. She says living and working in this district has helped her to better understand what residents need and want for this community. One thing she shares with her opponent is a passion to address the rising costs facing most voters.
We must work together, come together to make sure that all people can sit at the table, can eat, and partake in this American dream. And one thing I would like to stress is we must come together as a district. Instead of fighting each other, we must come together, bind together, and make changes for all people.
Now, Griggs tells me if she wins the Democratic nomination tonight, she plans to go out into the community and talk to people of all backgrounds, ages, and even political parties to learn what they need from their congresswoman. We will have the results coming up tonight on News 3 at 11. For now, I'm Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Well, there are other important races on the ballot tonight, like who's going to face off against incumbent Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff, as well as local county commissioner seats. We've got those results and more on our website, WSAV.com/electionHQ.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic, the accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
This evening in our Time Saver Traffic Report, our drive times are starting to improve, with traffic really getting a bit lighter out there, especially along I-95, but is still taking some extra time to head down to Richmond Hill along US 17, taking just over half an hour at the moment. Weather-wise, we are starting to see some showers roll into the region. Even a few thunderstorms are possible over the next few hours. More thunderstorms are in the forecast for our Wednesday, along with slightly warmer temperatures. We'll have the latest on that and potential tropical cyclone #1 in the Gulf coming up in just a few moments.